Amber, are you for real?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Miss B's review. So today I'm going to go over the Shayla Anthony saga over the past 24 hours or so. So yesterday, in yesterday's video, we have Anthony speaking to Peori about to going to talk to Shayla about leaving Kai with him, just running out of the apartment and leaving him with Kai. So basically, Peori is sympathetic toward Shayla at this point. So Anthony going over there and telling her things that Shayla did, it's kind of falling on deaf ears a little bit, I feel like, because she kind of feels Shayla. She's like, oh, well, you broke her heart because now they're in the same club because Anthony, you also broke Peori's heart, and she's brokenhearted and she's still carrying the torch for you. And now Shayla's brokenhearted and she's carrying the torch for you. And they're going to bond, that, that trauma bond. This is what this is becoming now, is a trauma bond. So Peori accepts the challenge. She's like, okay, well, I'll go figure out what to tell her, what to say to her, but you're going to owe me. So of course, Peori doesn't have the baby mama handbook. She doesn't know anything about the baby mama handbook. She doesn't have a child. So she doesn't understand that there's certain boundaries that most baby mamas do not play about. And taking the child to your wife or your other woman is that number one boundary. That's the number one thing in the baby mama handbook. You don't do that. Peori proceeds to have Shayla come to her home. They started, she starts talking to her, starts trying to encourage her not to let Anthony, get to her. Don't take herself, don't let her, don't lose herself. And Anthony to kind of pick back up that, everything will be okay. It's all going to work out. Then Peori made the big mistake of saying that he took Kai over to Amber's. And that's all Shayla had to hear. Once she heard that, she back up. Now, what did you say? You said he went to my mom's house, but after that, what did you say? He took my child to Amber? Oh no. And that was all she needed at that point. She's like, okay, I'll thanks for the information. I'll talk to you later. Because now she's dead set on, she's stewing now on how she's going to get back at Anthony for doing this. She's mad now. So we don't know if she went and talked to Angelina or what, because we didn't see the skit. Lo and behold, Anthony comes to her house to see Kai. He walks in the door. Hey, where's Kai? No niceties toward her or anything. It's just, hey, where's Kai? I kind of feel like, Anthony, at this point, you don't have to be kind to her, but you do have to show her some respect, at least. Because as long as you disrespect her, she will continue in this baby mama drama thing that she's in right now, as long as you keep disrespecting her. Okay, so he asks for Kai. Kai's asleep. So then he's like, well, okay, well, let me know when he wakes up. And Shayla's like, Anthony, Anthony. And she asks, did you take my baby? Did you take Kai over to Amber's? And he didn't say anything. Anthony, did you take him over to Amber's? Yes or no? He still ain't say anything. I said yes or no. Did you take him to Amber's? I don't want to hear. And then she starts yelling, I don't want to hear anything else. Did you take him over to Amber's? She's like, Amber tried to hurt him. Technically, well, technically she did try to hurt him. I think she tried to run all both of them off the road. Then that's not funny, but she tried to run Shayla's car off the road with the baby in it. And at the time, Amber was distraught, and she was like, "I don't care about you or that baby. All I care is that y'all took my husband over here." But I digress. So Anthony eventually says, yes, he did take Kai over to Amber's. He's like, what else was I supposed to do? And Shayla, of course, her whole thing was, you do not take my child over to Amber's house, period. Why would you take your son over to your wife who where you had a baby by somebody else on her? Why would you take that child over there? And she tried to hurt my child. I don't care if you say she accepts him or not. Do not take my baby over there. That's baby mama. That's also in the baby mama rule book. So what you do is you try to make sure you keep some type of control over the man when he is in the presence of his child, so that you can keep some semblance of a control on him. So she wants to, if he can't take the baby over to his house with his wife, then he may have to stay over where she is all the time that he's visiting with his child, which keeps her in control, which also keeps her in the sense that she can try to seduce him. It's in the baby mama handbook. Y'all go look at it, y'all know. So, but he has to now break that cycle with going and making a plan to be able to be a father to this child, either by he has to concretely establish paternity. He has to get the child's name changed on the birth certificate. In the state of Georgia, in order to change the name on the birth certificate or even say that you're the child's father, you have to do what they call, oh Lord, and it just left my mind. It just it just left my mind. But there's a special process that you have to do in Georgia in order to be considered that child's father. And it's not just signing a birth certificate or your name being on the birth certificate. And it requires an DNA test, a separate DNA test. So once he does that, then he can start the process of either trying to get visitation, because they're not going to give him any visitation. They won't give him anything until he gets that done. So he has to do that first. And if he goes to the lawyer, the lawyers are going to tell him he has to, it's legitimate. I was like, I can't think of the name of that process. It's legitimized. They call it legitimized. You have to be legitimized as that child's father. And it takes a DNA test. Because if you're not the child's father, they're not going to give you any rights to the child. So he's going to have to start that whole process. Hopefully they're not going to take too long to start this. I have a feeling we're going to, but this is what he needs to do, because they're going to keep playing with this child. And Shayla will keep playing with this child because this is a part of the baby mama handbook. So, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone who is a baby mama. You may not be that type of person. You may be someone who doesn't play games with your child or your child's father. And I'm just talking about the woman who plays games with the child and the child's father. And we know that there are a lot of those women who play those particular games. They use the kid as a pawn. And that's all I'm saying is Shayla is going to continue to use Kai as a pawn in this relationship. But in any event, thank you for stopping by. Um, Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.